Dan, thanks so much for joining us for the 15th Annual Boomer Venture Summit.
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years. It's been a couple of years since we visited you at Lyft,
Yes.
and you were the new guy on the block, and Lyft was making incredible investment into healthcare rides for older adults. Can you talk a little bit about where you are now and what that evolution has looked like?
Yeah, so 15 years and I was coming to these events when I had my own startup in the space when Mary first started this whole organization. So it's always great to be here. So the short answer is Lyft's doing a lot within healthcare and in particular elder mobility. As you may know, our mission statement at Lyft is to improve people's lives with the world's best transportation. And when we think about our elderly, our low income, our at-risk populations, transportation is so critical. The one statistic I always share with my partners, every single year close to 4 million medical appointments are missed or delayed because people can't get there in the first place. So since we last visited, we've just grown our partnerships. Today we have thousands of partners within healthcare. We work with many of the largest senior living operators like Brookdale Senior Living, Sunrise, Sunshine, Milestone, Pacific. The list goes on. And we do a tremendous amount of work in home care as well. So we work with organizations like Comfort Keepers and Home Instead and others. And ultimately, at the end of the day, we're trying to help our partners better serve those they care about. So whether it's their residents in the senior living community or whether it's even their employees and staff. Right now, talking to folks like Brookdale, one of the biggest challenges in elder care is retention and employment of their caregivers. And a lot of times their caregivers are coming far away to work every day and they can't afford to live in the communities where these senior living communities are. How do they get for that last mile to work every day from the bus stop or the transit center? And we're doing a lot of work to help people even get to work on a day in, day out basis.
That's really interesting. That's not a problem you think about, but retention in healthcare is a huge issue.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have many solutions at Lyft that staff and employees can use. And what we've seen in feedback is that staff are much happier with having the benefit of Lyft to get to work. And in the caregiving example, we've seen that caregivers are now more productive. They can go into a Lyft and do their notes and phone calls in between appointments. And the other thing too is they do a much better job. So the caregivers can sit in the back seat with the elderly, with their client, attend to them, and especially in big cities, not have to worry about parking and finding where they're going and all the headaches that come with vehicle ownership.
That's great. So what does the future look like? Where next?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of great opportunity for us. I've been at Lyft now for just over 2 years, and our healthcare focus has been in just about 2 years or so. So we're just at the tip of the iceberg. I think the future, we're doing a lot more work on the Medicaid side. So this country spends $4 billion a year on non-emergency medical transport for Medicaid recipients. 85% of those trips are ambulatory curb-to-curb rides, and we believe Lyft can be a great solution in helping folks get to medical appointments. We're beginning to do a lot more work with health systems and health plans. So from a health plan's perspective, offering Lyft as a covered benefit to their member, the ROI on a $10 Lyft ride to avoid a no-show or missed appointment is significant. And when you think about the future, 5-10 years out from now, autonomous vehicles. Imagine a day where you can get a car with no driver, but instead of that driver, you have a licensed and qualified caregiver in the car that can really attend and be there for the elderly. It's not that crazy and we're not that far away from it, but I think there's a lot of great opportunity, especially for our aging demographic.
Terrific. Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.